You can see a juicy, it's gonna be very juicy coffee. So this is my kind of coffee, you know, very sweet, subtle. You have there the acidity, it's playing together with the sweetness and the bitterness. Everything, it's in a good balance, in a good synergy. I could have this coffee one after the other.
Hey, espresso lovers, Mark here at Whole Latte Love, and that was barista champion and WBC sensory judge Fabrizio Sencion, who I caught up with at the 2019 Specialty Coffee Expo in Boston last weekend. And he was extracting one of his favorite coffees on the Dalla Corte Mina, a really incredible machine with true multi-step, app-programmable flow profiling with digital flow regulation. Coming up, a lot more with Fabrizio as we go in depth and learn just what flow profiling with the Mina can do. If you are at all interested in the state-of-the-art in espresso extraction, or maybe considering a high-end machine, you're not going to want to miss this. Plus, stick around deeper in the video for Fabrizio's thoughts on how passive and aggressive flow rates affect flavors. Plus, he'll talk dosing weights, brew ratios, extraction timing, and find out which coffee Fabrizio was brewing. Again, it was one of his favorites, and he knows a thing or two. He took second place at the 2012 World Barista Championships, is a two-time winner of the Mexican Barista Championships, and is a sensory judge for the World Barista Championships. So the Whole Latte Love staff has been using and evaluating the Dalla Corte Mina here for a couple of months, and we have been very impressed. With that, we are pleased to announce Whole Latte Love is the exclusive online retailer for the Mina in the U.S. Now, at Whole Latte Love, we go far beyond just selling machines. In fact, this past week, the Dalla Corte factory training team spent a couple of days training our machine technicians and customer support staff. Like with all our products, phone, chat, and email support is available. And you'll be talking with our helpful experts based in New York who have the factory training and have used the machine extensively themselves. Got a question on anything coffee or coffee equipment? Use the link up here to talk to our experts. With that, let's go back to the Specialty Coffee Expo for more of my conversation with Fabrizio on how the Mina works, how it operates, and what makes it a uniquely capable machine.
This is the Mina. This is a beautiful, small, super powerful machine that has one of the most amazing things I ever seen, which is a digital flow regulation. So basically, you can control the amount of water that comes through the coffee cake and delivers to the cup. So for us as a baristas, it's a super interesting tool because you can literally play with so many variables, and this will have an impact on the cup. So what you have here, it's a laboratory machine, and it's super useful for roasters, for skilled baristas, but also for home users that want to improve their extraction. So the thing that we are manipulating with Mina, it's the flow, the amount of water that is coming from the screen shower. But pressure still the same. Once the coffee has already wet the cake, the water, has already wet all the coffee cake, then the resistance change, and then you start to see the extraction. So this is different from the other machines because they play with pressure profile. What Mina does is play with flow profile. So maintaining the same pressure, you have the same pressure, but you can control the amount of water. So it's really brilliant because you can cut a drop of water in 4 different pieces. So the impact in the coffee, it's very subtle and super different. So basically you can control in 5 different stages the amount of water that comes through the screen shower. So with this, and one of the most important things on the extraction is the pre-infusion. This is where the chlorogenic acids comes through. This is where all the aromas can create an impact in the cup. So you can now control it, let's say in a passive way. So you can really literally deliver grams per second of water. So this will create a subtle flavor, subtle aromas, a more delicate profile. Or you can go, depending on the coffee, on the way it's been roasted, on the way it's been grind, you can literally have completely different cup with the water that is coming through. So this is another beautiful thing, because Dalla Corte, you know, it has already a super thermal stability, temperature stability, the fact that it's a 54 millimeter basket, so meaning that the sweet spot, it's there. So with the controlling of the water, you can literally play another world of flavors. Standard espresso machine delivers between 9 to 11 grams per second of water. So this is a good starting point for me to calibrate my machine. So I set the machine to, let's say, standard 10 grams per second, try the coffee, and it's a good starting point to say, okay, I think this is a little bit pungent or maybe aggressive in my palate. So that's my starting point to say, okay, I need to be a little bit more subtle with the water from this one. So normally when I calibrate, I start with a standard 10 grams per second. I try my coffee, I set everything, and then I start like playing with the flow profile. So I go down, maybe I start the same way and then I go down, or maybe I start a little bit more subtle to increase the pre-infusion time, and then I can go a little bit more aggressive. So it's like playing with graphically what do you want in the coffee. In my experience, whenever I'm passive with the coffee, I get more round flavors, more complexity, even more aromas comes through. But what we have done in Italy, you know, they use blends, sometimes with Robusta, sometimes a heavy French roast. It's not my kind of coffee, but we managed to get something interesting out of that coffee, playing with the water coming through the screen shower. So that was something shocking for me. So I'm not saying that even a bad coffee you can make it good, but definitely you can play a lot with the profile of the coffee concerning the water.
Are you worried about time at all?
Not at all. No, but we have tried espressos of 45 seconds. Super sweet, complex, you know, like everything is there. So time, it's still, you know, a parameter, but I don't think it's a standard rule. I mean, the paradigm of time, it's been left behind. That's my opinion. I'm a very old school man, so I play a 1 to 2 normally. So if I'm using 18 grams of ground coffee, normally I try to brew between 38 to 39, 37 grams of liquid. I'm talking about double shots. But again, depending on the coffee, and if it's single, if it's blend, if it's light or dark roasted. But my starting point, it's playing with a 1 to 2 ratio. Yeah. What makes Mina stand out, it's the amount of possibilities that you can have with your, you know, with one single coffee. You can really like play it all the way. It's just crazy. We did a rehearsal of all the possibilities, but we were talking about thousands of possibilities of different profiling. This is a coffee machine that I will definitely see and recommend for roasters, small roasters, coffee boutiques, coffee connoisseurs, coffee aficionados. You know, it's really an impressive tool to play with. Of course, you need a little bit of skills, just the basic knowledge about coffee espresso extraction, but then you can fly away by yourself. It's a geisha village from Black and White company. They are from United States. One of my favorite companies of coffee here, actually. So it's a beautiful coffee.
Gotta tell you, that was a delicious espresso, and I want to thank Fabrizio for taking us through the Mina and sharing his thoughts. If you're interested, you can use the link up here to find out more about the machine, and do subscribe to the channel because we'll have a lot more coming up on the Mina. I'm Mark, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love. Want to learn more? Subscribe now so you'll know about the latest videos on everything coffee from Whole Latte Love.